Yes, guys, welcome to another episode of Matt Zina Acting Tips. Oh, and it's a big one today. Okay, actors out there, we are going to be talking about showreels. Yes. Well, that was dramatic. I like it. So, showreels. The problem is with showreels, and I'm in a very privileged position where I speak to a lot of casting directors. I've put on a lot of casting directors events for my actors at Matt Zina Acting, and we found that obviously there's so much contradictory advice out there. Because let's face it, every casting director, producer is coming at it from a different perspective. They have their own tastes, they have their own ideas. So there's really no uniform evidence as to what is right, what is wrong. The only things that I'm really going to home in on is the things that everyone's agreed on. All right, so I'm kind of sifting, filtering for you to make sure that you get the best info and tips in order to produce your show reel. So, one of the things that we go into instantly is kind of quality of show reel. Now, yes, obviously there's different quality of different films, mixed student films. People have are building their CV, they're emerging. People sometimes film stuff at home. Quality, is it important? Some casting directors say yes, some casting directors say no. What do I think? I think yes, it does need to be of a certain quality, because the purpose of a show reel is to show you doing the job, and for whoever's watching it not to have to reach to imagine you doing the job. You want to kind of shorten that distance between them thinking of you as a professional actor and an emerging actor or somebody that they're kind of giving a chance on, Needed. So, quality-wise, now, there is certain tricks, and I want to give you some ideas. So if you're an emerging actor and you've got no showreel material, I came up with some amazing ideas for producing what looks incredibly good showreel material that you can literally make at home. So the first thing is, it's kind of like a talking head scene. So that is like when you get a cutaway on a documentary and it's like a mockumentary, like a bit like The Office, and then have a cutaway. It's a brilliant way for you to show your personality, who you are, and kind of speak to somebody off camera as if you're answering a question. You're playing like a more a kind of more over-the-top version of yourself, showing your personality traits. Being a bit quirky, funny. You can get some brilliant edited outtakes and really make some good showreel material. As well as that, we had Zoom films coming out during the pandemic. They're still fresh in people's memories. They make great showreel material. So if you can produce and film a really good Zoom scene, that's gonna stand up as good showreel material. But I did mention it there, okay? Your personality is everything, and this is the most uniform piece of advice and information that I can give you based on speaking to people in this industry, is they don't want to have to search around the showreel to try and find who you really are. You need to gear that showreel, and even if it's stuff you've done, you need to find the scenes that best depict what it is you sell, what your, some people call it casting bracket, what your micro niche, I call it, what your genuine personality trait and type is that's going to get you the jobs you want. Okay? And make sure that whatever you elect to put in that showreel material shows that more than anything else in the world. A lot of people will pick the quality and the sweeping shots and the dark, you know what filmmakers are like, these really dark shots. But really, casting directors just want to get into your performance, into your eyes, see what you're about and see your personality traits so that they can think about what they're going to cast you in. And you've got to produce that showreel material or that showreel from thinking about what a casting director's looking for. What's the perfect length? No longer than 3 minutes. The shorter the better, the punchier the better. the kind of pick your best scenes that best show you and what you're about as an actor and what it is that you're selling. And you cannot go too far wrong. To get into the nuts and bolts, yeah, have your name at the beginning, but don't have too much editing. Just make it really, really clear, concise. Make sure it's about selling you. Remember, the casting director will probably not watch all of it. You know, they've got a job to do. They will just literally search for the bits that correspond with the part that they're casting and see whether it matches up. Chances are you've been picked from your show reel. They've engaged with your show, you've been picked from your headshot even, and they've picked and they've seen something in your personality trait through your eyes, and they just want to see it in your show reel, that you can deliver that. And once they see that, you've got the audition, and then that opens up a whole new box of tricks. And I've done an episode on self-tapes, all right? So that is really all you need to know about showreel material, okay? Just make sure that it genuinely is showing your personality trait, and make sure that it's not over-edited, it's not too dark. The selections that you make is purely from the mindset of, does this sell me? Not the filmmaker, not the script writer. Does this scene that I'm selecting sell me? Okay? I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure that you subscribe, press the bell button so that you get notified of any new episodes that are coming out, and I'll see you next week for another episode.